The next Guerrilla MMA Series event took place. It was held on the number 28 and titled Time of New Heroes, and it's time for us to see how it affected the statistical ratings of our series. First, about the main intrigue of the past event, which is directly related to statistics. The winners of our events and the leading winner series have a chance to be nominating for the title fight and receive the winner's bout. The right for the first fight can be earned after the consecutive victories over series opponents. Alexei Lupanov held the title fight on March 20th in the framework of the Guerrilla MMA Series-28 Time of New Heroes event. His opponent and examiner was a fighter from Azerbaijan, Tahir Abdullayev. Lupanov did not pass the examination, having the advantage in the course of the fight in the punch. He missed the attempt of the Abdullayev for the submission in the third round. As a result, the second title fight in the series ends with the unsuccess of a contender. We keep tracking the number of victories and looking forward for the next fighter to claim for the winner's bout. Do you have interesting changes in the ranking of fighters by the number of victories? Sergey Maslov and Bakhtavar Yunusov won their 4th victories in this event and joined the group of fighters chasing Mark Valogdin, who remains the sole leader on this indicator. Mark Valogdin scored 5 successful fights in the Guerrilla MMA Series event. But let's remind that Valogdin made his professional debut in our series and won his victories in underground events. So he yet has to work in the main card and face more serious opponents to qualify for the title fight. Let's remember how Sergey Maslov and Bakhtavar Yunusov won their 4 victories. Sergey Maslov, the fight against Bilek Aliyev in the 20 Guerrilla MMA Series event, was the first one after the failure in the title fight when he lost by the decision of the judges to Aikazaran 3 months ago. But on March 20th, we saw Maslov as full of willing to win as possible. In just over a minute to knock out his opponent, the 4th victory of Sergey Maslov in the series and the 8th of his career. And let's remember the fact that he got it by a knockout. Yunusov needed to spend almost 3 full rounds in the octagon in order to win the 4th victory in the series and in his career. The referee stopped the fight exactly in the middle of the third 5-minute period, recording Yunusov's victory with a technical knockout. Tavar was unquestionable, and the fact that the fight did not end earlier is rather a testament to the patience and the fortitude of his opponent, Yertabul Dikimanov. Let's now turn briefly to the number of fighters held in the series events. Here the leader did not change. This is Artem Simonov, who scored 7 fights. But Sergey Maslov held his 6th fight in the series and caught up with Mark Valogdin on this score. Let's note that the nearest pursuers of 3 leaders have 4 fights. This is a large group of 12 fighters, so the leadership of Simonov and his followers Sergey Maslov and Mark Valogdin are not threatened yet. Has anyone threatened to leaders with victories won by the submissions? Artem Simonov, Maksujan Kadyrov, and Vladimir Yurusov each have 3 such victories. They are being pursued by a large group of 12 fighters with 2 victories by submissions. But it will be wrong not to mention that Maksujan Kadyrov participated in the Guerrilla MMA Series-28 Time of New Heroes event. But he did not take a chance to break up into the top in a number of victories by the submissions. Not only that, he lost his fight to Azizbek Yildibek Oğlu. He lost 3 rounds by decision of the judges. But it was a real fight that deserved to be included in the extended list of fights claiming to be in the Fight of the Year nomination of the audience vote on the results of year 2021 already. As we promised, let's remember that Sergey Maslov defeated Bilek Aliyev by a knockout. It was the Sergey's 3rd win in the series, thanks to knockout punches. By that indicator, he equaled the leaders Mark Valogdin and Yakov Akimov. A large group of 16 fighters are behind in 1 knockout nomination. On of them are two fighters who won the event on March 20th. One of them is Bakhtavar Yunusov, and we've already talked about his victory today. Vaganov is another puncher who distinguished himself on March 20th and won a second victory by knockout in the series events. His fight against Denis Micharin lasted just over 4 minutes. For all those 4 minutes, Vaganov methodically beaten up the opponent, who didn't even try to actively defend himself, and the referee had a very reason to stop the fight much earlier. This was the 28 Guerrilla MMA Series event in terms of statistics. The next event with order number 29 will pass very soon, exactly on April 3rd. The MMA Series returns to Minsk, where the first series event took place a year ago at the very beginning of the coronavirus pandemic. It will be all the more interesting to watch the new fighters and the new fights and to follow possible changes in our statistical ratings.